let's get into our keys to victory here as we talk about
Keys.
ways the Giants could win, things the Giants have to do to win. The first one is a miracle. A miracle has to occur, at least one. No, I mean let's be honest, guys. Again, we're all just negative because of last week. It is what it is there. But the first thing is the quite obviously the obvious thing for everybody. The quarterback needs time and he needs patience. Now, I put that as just the quarterback. We know it's going to be Russell Wilson starting. I know the people are going to be sitting there saying, I wonder if Jaxson Dart's going to get in. I don't know the answer for you guys. If I did, I'd let you know. I don't know. I don't think that happens, though, because I think once you go to Dart, you can't go back.
Absolutely. That's literally what I was about to say. And as bad as Russ looked, he looked like he had rust.
Yeah. Rusty Russ.
Yeah. You don't want to throw your rookie to the wolves. Like, you're literally like, it's not like you're teaching your rookie how to, like, you're trying to teach him how to swim. And this is saying, like, all right, well, the guy that's blowing up your swimmies is taking too long. Let's just throw your rookie into the deep end and figure it out. Good luck.
Part of me for that is also, I don't think the Giants are the best at admitting mistakes, and that's why we hold on to people for 5-6 years that suck. Like that's just what it is. They don't want to admit the mistakes. So it's like you said Russell Wilson was the better guy to start. You decided that. You're not going to change that a week and a half into it. Like that's not going to be enough to do that. I just don't feel like it is.
No, even if you're not good at admitting, even if you're not good at admitting mistakes, you still don't give up after a player after 1 week. Like sometimes high caliber players just have bad games.
Yep.
It could be rust. It could be rusty rust. It could just be who the player is going forward, but it also could have just been a bad outing for him.
It also could have been, again, we talked about this before. It could have been that, the Commanders have a better line than we expected. Week to week, year to year, things do change, but year to year especially. And that's not me making an excuse for the Giants. Let me be very clear. Again, the offensive line sucks. But what I'm just saying is that we could have, for all we know, played a top 10 off defensive line this year. We don't know what they're going to be yet. So we'll have to see. Let's see what happens overall. But yeah, like I said, needs time, needs patience. That clear. Like you can't expect the man to throw within half a second.
Yeah. Listen, week 1 is over all that overreactions, and that's what I was trying to say after the game.
Yeah.
That's something that
everyone does.
If we would have won, right, we look terrible, but if we would have won, everyone's going to talk about us going to playoffs, this, that.
Yeah. I mean, let me put it this way to you, Rob. Like, let's say hypothetically, remember down in the fourth quarter, the Giants were down by 1 touchdown, 8 points. They had to get a second, 2-point conversion to tie it up. But let's say hypothetically they had somehow scored a touchdown, one big play, and then managed to later on get in field goal range and won that game. We would have still had a bad game, but I guarantee everybody would have been excited.
100%. It would have been, we're going to the playoffs.
Oh, I hope not that, because that'd be ridiculous. But I guess what I'm saying.
No, I'm saying it's week 1. It's what you do. It's overreactions.
Monday for a reason. They call it overreaction Monday for a reason. And they're all doing it. Every single pundit on TV, every guy on the radio, they're all flipping out. It's 1 week, guys. It's really bad. But let's like I said, we're gonna have to see what happens. And Russell Wilson, like I said, looking at the film because I rewatched everything. Russell Wilson definitely was going and feeling the pressure and hearing footsteps that weren't there towards the end.
Towards the end of the game, yes. He looked a little rusty at the first half, but towards the second half, like he was definitely he literally was Danny Glover in Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, I mean, but it was like I get it to a degree because you've been spacked around for the first half of the game. Now in the second half, you're like, okay, I got to do this quick. I got to move this like this. He's a longtime veteran in this league. He's the guy who's supposed to be able to get around that. And if he can't, it is the wrong decision to start him. And it was the wrong decision to sign him point blank, if that's the case, potentially.
Yeah. You're right. But also, like, he got smacked around a lot. Like, he got sacked a lot. He was under pressure a lot. Like, it could have been week one jitters, new team. They could have just, there's so much going on under week one. But it's under 1 week, and it's week one with a new team, new organization, new everything. Sometimes it takes players a couple weeks to get into position on a new team, new organization, and new vibes. What's going on? And sometimes there's players that play on the same team for years and have a bad game. It's like it happens.
Yeah, it does.
So, like,
that's what I'm saying. I don't want to overreact as much as we're pissed. I don't want to.
It's week one.
Exactly. Second key to victory, and this is going to sound a little weird after last week, but CeeDee Lamb's got to be kept in check. For those who watch the game there, he point blank, and I hate to say it this way because you can analyze everything so much on these games. It's not even funny. He point blank basically cost the Cowboys that win. And again, you could overanalyze and you can look at plenty of other moves and go, well, if that happened, they would have won too. If that happened, they would have won. They were much earlier in the game, but he was dropping passes at the end of the game. Now, I can tell you because I saw this point blank online. The team got in middle of the night after that game. Like 2-3 hours later, he was back in the field catching the ball at that point with the machine and being working on his crack because he was pissed at himself. So I think we're gonna get a CeeDee Lamb as a man on a mission this week because of what happened last week, and it's hard to have somebody have bad games back to back. But what's also crazier is to say he had a bad game last week when he had 110 yards. But again, you kind of ignore that because you look at the big things he had, the big drops, and it's not something you expected out of him. So I just think he's going to be a man on a mission, and that's a tough matchup. Like I said, he's not in the Justin Jefferson category. Like he's not in that category there, but you could easily make the case, and I might get shot a little bit as a Giant fan saying this. You could easily make the case that he might be the best wide receiver in this division. And it's a very, very strong division for wide receivers.
It's a fair statement to make. You also make the statement that CeeDee Lamb. Well, you make the statement that CeeDee Lamb was supposed to be coming to the season a top 3 receiver in the league, not just here. Like he was in the conversation with Jamar Chase and with Justin Jefferson. Like if anyone does fantasy, those are your top 3. So I know you're saying he wasn't. Neighbors was top 5, 6 at some places.
Yeah. Well, getting away from the fantasy part, I'm just saying, just in general, I think just production wise, which I get the two correlate, but I'm just saying, that's what I'm saying. But I'm just making sure people understand that we're not just talking the fantasy part there. It's just like I said, I think he is a legit good player. He is in that top tier of receivers, and he's coming off a game where he's hitting himself basically for not doing what he expects of himself. That's a very dangerous situation for the Giants, and Paulson Adebo definitely has a very big, role to fill in this game, and he's probably going to need some help, to be very frank with you. So, we'll see if he's up to the challenge here. It didn't necessarily look that great in week one, that's for sure. The third one, Dak Prescott, point blank, needs to be pressured. And what I would love is to see a lot more blitzes. And I'm not saying go on full Wink Martindale and 80% of the plays are blitzes. But if you go look at those plays, Jaden Daniels, when they blitzed, did not look nearly as comfortable, did not look nearly as good. And the blitzing has to happen. We need Abdul Carter in there on a more regular basis, that's for sure. We need this pass rush going. The best way to stop a offense is to disrupt the rhythm. We have the players to disrupt the rhythm. Why would you not take advantage of that?
Listen, and Dak's not mobile like Daniels is anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Like Dak's an older quarterback in this league. Like, I'll say that he's an old guy, but he's older in this league.
My lawn.
Yeah. This actual turf feels pretty tough.
Like I said, I feel like this is an opportunity for this vaulted pass rush that everybody's bragging about, saying it's going to be absolutely amazing and it's going to be the greatest thing since sliced bread. Like this is that opportunity now to go ahead and show it, because again, I hate to say must win in week 2 because it's so goddamn cliche and it's so never true. But this is about as close as you get to one because you got the Chiefs and the Chargers staring you down for week 3 and 4. And if you go 0-4 to start a season, that's not good.
Yeah, it kills everything. And we talked about, like I said, we talked about this quite a few times. Week 5, what's it? New Orleans.
Yeah. So if we win, hypothetically, if we find a way to win this game, even if we lose the next 2 weeks, we're 1-3. We go in the Saints. We beat the Saints. We're now 2-3. I think most people would have been perfectly happy with a 2-3 start considering where the schedule's at.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I'm not going to say it's a must win, but it's an important win, if that makes sense. If that's a fair statement.
It is.
Next key, the red zone offense has to be more successful. And that's not difficult considering they had 0 success whatsoever. But when you get the ball at the 1-yard line and you can't get the damn ball in the end zone, that's an issue. When you get the ball in the red zone and the very first thing you do is a trick play trying to put your rookie tackle in as a receiver, that's an issue.
It's a big issue. That was so ridiculous.
Did we not draft a guy who's a bull rushing running back?
We did. We're scatterdo. What the hell?
Again, we don't know what we got in him. Like, I'm not trying to sit there and say he's the answer. He's the guy in the red zone. We don't know. But you know how you're not going to know ever? By not putting him in the goddamn position.
100%.
See, Rob agrees so much he left. That's how crazy much he agrees there. I mean, like I said, it's insanity. Like, you can't sit there and do what the Giants do and expect to win. You know, like you got to change things up. You got to succeed when it matters the most. And I don't know why they always do this. And to me, I saw that play. I'm going to that play specifically. And I rewatched that play when it was a couple of times when I rewatched that game. And that play alone screams to me that Dable's hand's still in this offense. Because that's what it is. Like, that's the kind of play he does. Remember last year against the Steelers in that 2-point conversion where he moved everybody to the left side and just had the center of the quarterback out there on an island? Like, that's the kind of BS he pulls. And we've seen what he does with this offense. It needs to be just give Kafka the reins. I'm not necessarily a huge fan of Kafka, but give him the reins. He's the OC. Let him do his job. Let him control the offense. Let him worry about let Dable worry about the quarterback. That's all he needs to worry about. His year is all about Dart. Point blank. So, next up, the run defense has to be better. Now, again, we talked about it. This is not a amazing, stellar offense that we're about to face for running the ball. Javonte Williams last week, 15 carries, 54 yards. He's a steady guy. Kind of reminds me, of Brian Robinson last year with the Commanders. That's the way he's been playing the last couple of years. A guy who is going to get 3-4 yards a game, but never really take it to the house. Though he did have a couple touchdowns on short runs last week. Miles Sanders, 4 rushes for 53 yards. So he definitely used the backup there in that scenario. But again, not great running backs. Like, this team should be able to go ahead and control the line of scrimmage with this defensive line and be able to stop the run with 2 guys who, quite frankly, aren't quality starting running backs. Like, we heard about the point blank, the Cowboys were willing to do whatever they had to do at that point the last couple of years to get a quality running back, except, actually pull the trigger. That's a whole separate thing.
Yeah, it's a different issue.
So take advantage, do the thing, get it done.
Done.
Now we're going to go over next episode, our injury report. But I will go over with you guys one thing real quick there as Rob spins around. Rob Bland, the corner, the guy who was Mr. Pick 6 a couple of years ago, had his injuries last year, obviously. He's going to be out for the game. the Giants have to take advantage of that point blank.
Big time.
Yeah, because that means you got a backup in there at one of those two sides. We'll see what they do overall if they go ahead and, put Diggs on Neighbors and have him follow him around like a puppy dog. But, don't forget what Kadarius Toney did against him a couple of years ago. Like he's not necessarily a great corner. He's a guy who goes for the ball, and that's one thing. Well, Russell Wilson needs to do what he did last week as far as not throwing picks. That's for damn sure. But we got to take advantage. Whenever there's a guy out, you got to take advantage. So I'm really expecting to see. I want to see a focus on Neighbors because that's going to happen no matter what. I think what it's more is having him out. Is that going to open it up more for Wan'Dale and for Slayton? Who point blank, if Slayton's not used again this week, I'm going to throw up and throw a hissy fit, basically.
Yeah,
that's my threat because I have no power whatsoever. But it's like,
what was his biggest play last week?
One target, no catches.
Yeah, that's what Mass that went nowhere.
Yeah, that's insanity. Why even pay the guy if you're not going to throw him the ball?
Well, didn't throw the ball that well. Wan'Dale had a good game, but
Wan'Dale did. And maybe Wan'Dale's the guy who takes advantage of this. We'll find out, but I'm just saying.
I hope so.
Whenever they take advantage of it, take advantage. You don't necessarily want to be the jerk to root for injuries, but you definitely want to be the guy who's smart enough to take advantage of it.
100%.
Yeah. So, like I said, that's the keys. If we can go ahead and the quarterback gets a little time, shows a little patience, we keep CeeDee Lamb in check, we keep Dak Prescott under pressure, we're successful in the red zone, we stop the run, at least we stop being embarrassed by the run, and we take advantage of Deron Bland being out. That's key success right there. We should win in that scenario. And I'm going to tell you guys point blank, I don't want to ruin it for the picks episode tomorrow. I'm not going to pick the Giants to win this because of how bad they looked last week. I don't think anybody in their right mind is going to have to, going to go ahead and pick the Giants and be confident about it. That'd be insane. But I don't think this is unwinnable by any stretch of the imagination. It's just we're not going to win and play like we played last week. No way.
Something's got to change.
Yeah. Something's got to give there. And a lot of things happen.
Looking at you, coach staff.
Yep. Seriously, this coaching staff's got to figure it out.
There's a lot of good playmakers out there, and there's a lot of good time. There's a lot of bad calls and winnable plays. Is what I would say. There was plenty of times where the Giants were in a good position and made bad calls.
Damn straight.
Had bad turnouts. And that's what lost us the game. Literally, how many times were we close to the red zone and made terrible calls?
Every time.
Yeah. Literally, 2 of those times.
Yeah.
2 of those times.
Yeah.
Take advantage of it. Different game.
It's bad.
Thanks for watching. Like the show? Of course you do, or you would have turned it off by now and not be hearing me. There are plenty of ways to support the show. YouTube is the best place to join us, and we offer memberships there with fun benefits like custom emojis and early access to video clips. Of course, there you can also send super chats and stickers to send one-time support payments. The best way to support the show is to buy these drunk idiots beers at buymeacoffee.com/2giantgoofballs. Along with one-time support payments, there are also monthly plans, so you can continue to help kill their livers each month. You can also show people that you are a goofball by visiting our store at 2giantgoofballs-shop.fourthwall.com. We got everything from shirts, hats, phone cases, funny candles, buttons, stickers, and even a 2 Giant Goofballs towel to dry off your goofballs. Of course, you can always support the show for free by simply hitting the like, subscribe, and share button wherever you are watching or listening to this. Hit the thumbs up on YouTube. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It helps the show tremendously, and quite frankly, the goofballs suck at marketing and need your help to get the word out. Thank you for being part of the Goofball Army and for taking the time out to support the show.
If you like that clip,
then you will love the full episodes too.
Find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please subscribe.